Floss Tube. It's Chrissy, finally a farm girl. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to Floss Tube episode number 28. This is the weekend before Christmas, and this may either go out Saturday night, which is tonight, the December 18th, or go live early in the morning, Sunday, December 19th, 2021. I'm doing this a little bit early so that we don't miss an opportunity to get together, but tomorrow is incredibly busy for our family. We have exciting things we're going to go do tomorrow. So let me just back up and welcome everybody. Welcome to my new subscribers. I'm so thankful that you're here. I've had several that have reached out this week saying that you've just found my channel. I am happy that you're here. I hope you find something that lifts you up, encourages you, and inspires you. This is my channel for cross stitch. However, occasionally I do share other fiber arts, and you're going to see one of those today. Today, the title is 2 for 2 in 22. I am excited to share where I'm at in the planning stages of the upcoming crafty, stitchy year, whatever you want to call it. So anyways, and to those of you who have been with me since the start of this journey, which was this year, I am so thankful for each and every one of you and for the friendships that have I've been blessed with along the way. I think this is such an interesting journey, and I am not gonna lie, the very first episode really felt like it was me stepping out on a limb and, you know, taking a risk and trying something new, and maybe not the easiest time of my life, and it has been the most rewarding thing, I would say, you know, one of the most rewarding things that has come from 2021. So you're a big part of that, and I thank you very much for that. Okay, so this past week was mostly working and finishing up some Christmas things that I cannot share, but I am so excited to share. If you recall, this coming Thursday on December 22nd at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, which is my time, both Sambry Stitches and myself, that's Becca of Sambry Stitches, we are going to do a live Christmas chat. There's going to be giveaways. We are going to exchange our little Secret Santa ornament exchange or Christmas gift exchange live with you. So I hope that you'll find yourself relaxing on the 22nd with a cup of cocoa in your pajamas, and you will join us live. We will answer questions live, and I just think it's going to be a really fun time where us stitchers can just sit down together and talk about what we love to talk about. Now, that being said, most of the week I had to finish and get in the mail my package for Becca and my cross stitch finish, and I am so excited for her to see it. So I am dying, and you know, it's just so fun to do that. And we've watched the community do some other their ornament exchanges, and it really does get you in the mood for you know, the Christmas season and gift giving. So that was so much fun, and I'm so excited to actually be ready on the 22nd to sit with everybody and talk stitchy talk. Okay, so that was my week. I wish I could say that there was a lot more, but there really wasn't. Philip and I got out. He was doing a little better, and we were able to do some last minute shopping and things like that. And other than that, I just focused on getting things finished around here. Okay, I did get a lot of stuff in the mail, so I have some haul that came. Mostly what you're going to see is the rest of what would be my Christmas presents from Finally a Farmer Guy, who is my husband Randy. And I spent a good chunk of the week immediately after I finished Floss Tube with y'all last Sunday. I took every single since I did a whip parade, I took every single thing and I took a huge double binned antique apple crate, and I put on one side of them. Yes, you're gonna notice my nails still are not done. But again, it's just not a priority right now. Everything else is. And then on the other side, I have samplers on the right side, and I have holiday stitches on the left. And those are all in project bags, so that if I feel like working on a sampler, I can grab a sampler. If I want to work on a holiday stitch, I've kind of got it organized and separated. And it was getting a little crowded in my cross stitch cupboard. So I did some organizing there, and I feel much better about being in control for 2022. Okay, so what's the first step for me? The first step was this, and I got this from Fat Quarter Shop. This is the 2022 Bee in My Bonnet Lori Holt Planner. We've talked about this before, and I love, being an administrator, in the past, like paralegal and administrative assistant. I absolutely love being organized, but being at home, and sometimes it just doesn't, it kind of seems to get away from you. So now doing Floss Tube for a good chunk, or for sure a half of the year, and having more than one whip, and saying goodbye to being a monogamous stitcher, this is really going to help on a personal level as well as a stitchy level. So I did go ahead and finally put my name into this, and this is kind of how I'm gonna start working things. At the very beginning of the planner, you're gonna see there's not much in here yet, but at the very beginning, I did put my focus words for this year, which are trust and try. I want to try new things. This past year, I did a drum. Something I'd never done before, so I have a drum now. And I had some other things that I just wanted to check off my list, like my very first Prairie Schooler, my very first Lizzie Kate. All of those happened because I knew in my head I had a bucket list for 2021 in a stitching arena. So I want to make sure that my goal this year, because these are the words I kind of keep hearing throughout my year this year, and that is, I need to trust in him, I need to trust and try new things. StitchCon is a big part of that, and I've shared my personal reservations about stepping out on and trusting in going away for a weekend and doing stitchy retreats. So we'll save that for another time. And then what I did was, any upcoming sale, I went ahead and marked if I knew when it was going to start in that month. And if I knew that I was starting something on somebody's birthday or holiday, I've put those, in there. If there was a month where, as stitchers, we have a name for it, so Sampler September, I went ahead and put down in the beginning on the month page, it gives you this big blank, and I went ahead and put Sampler September in there, so that I'm not going to get caught off guard with all of a sudden the next month coming and not knowing something fun that's going on out in a stitching community that I want to be a part of. There is Dark October in October for Halloween stitching. So again, I've got this nice space, and it's just a good reminder of what's to come. Anyways, so I kind of started filling in the dates, and then at the end, I created two sections. The first one are my sales, and what I mean by that is it means ones that I am participating in, and that a lot of them are ones that I am putting on, hosting. And we have, in this group, I have the Noel Sampler. That is by Brenda Gervais, and that is my Christmas Day Starts, but I also am hosting that with Stitchy Linda, and we have a good sized group with that one. The Garden Grow Sale, that starts January 22nd, and that is Caterpillar Cross Stitch. Now, I'm not hosting it, but I am an influencer with that, and I need to stay up with that because I need to share it along the way, my progress with you. The C. Manning sale, it started last year. It'll keep me working on my Carolyn Manning red cross stitch, which you've seen before. So you're getting the idea. Laura's big birthday sale, I'm not really part of it, but I also, I am in it. So this side over here is stuff I am personally invested in. And this side over here are the community hashtags. So in this situation, I know that on every Friday they have the Feathered Friday sale. That means if I can find one of my whips that has a bird in it, I can participate in that hashtag on Fridays. Dark October I put in there, that's the 13th of every month. I can stitch on Halloween, which means I will have that day reserved just for anything Halloween stitching, which keeps me moving on a monthly basis. And that is where I will pick up the Haunted House Sampler Sale by Twin Peak Primitives and keep moving on that sampler. Then Lori Holt, which, by the way, I did enjoy many floss tubes this week. And Lori Holt's was one of them. I had a really good time watching her Christmas goodies and all the things that she's done, but I am in love with her idea, which I think a lot of us are. She's doing a new hashtag next year, the 25th Day Stitch Style. It's right up my alley where I was saying last time that I really feel the difference of when you stitch on something for Christmas, and it just has an extra element when you're stitching something Christmassy. So I want to keep that in my year all year long, and this is the perfect way to do that. So on the 25th of every month, I will stitch Christmas. And Lori Holt and Christy from wow, I'm having a difficult time putting words together today. Crosshatch Quilts. I also watch Christy's Floss Tube, another really, really good one. She always has the best introductions, absolutely the best video introductions. Okay, and then we have a new one that I am going to be hosting with Becca from Sambry Stitches. We found a Glendon Place pattern called Gingerbread Grove, and we both fell in love with it. It is not a small stitch, and it reminds me very much to some degree because it's the same designer as my Poltergeist Pirates. So it's not a small one, and it does have specialty threads, but we decided we would stitch this all year long, which means Lori Holt's the 25th stitch sale is perfect for that as well. And we are going to call that hashtag the Oh Snap Sale. That I'm going to give her credit for that because she absolutely comes up with it. And I had just seen a t-shirt with the gingerbread man broken in half earlier when I was shopping with Philip that said, "Oh snap." And I believe I got something for my daughter Olivia last year for Christmas that said, "Oh snap," oh, her pajamas. So I thought that was really, really great. So if you wish to join us, we are going to start relatively soon because it's a big piece. I'm going to insert a picture right now, right here. And since I know it worked last time for me, it should work this time for me. But this is a picture of Gingerbread Grove by Glendon Place. Now, we ordered our pattern from a shop that is going to offer a discount code if you purchase using my name or Becca's name. And I will link that information below in the comments so that you have that. I believe it's, well, I'm just going to link it all right there so that everything is accurate. She is currently, if you go to her shop right now, she is currently out of them. If you have the patience and wait, you'll get the discount, and we're in no hurry. I have none of my thread yet. I believe that we are looking at somewhere around a January 12th or 13th start date, so plenty of time. Okay, that's the Oh Snap sale. So, okay, I got you through those 2 pages. Mine and then the communities. And if I'm missing any that I should know about, please feel free to message me and I'll add them in there. It's just a place for me to go and look. And then on the next page under notes, I know a lot of people track in the other, book, that's fine. I just like the fact that for me, things change so frequently. I also am aware of some model stitching that is going to happen in 2022. So, first of all, I'm a woman, second of all, crafty, and we squirrel, and at any moment in time, I could change any one of these things. So what I did was I put a starts and finishes. Last year, I was on a really good roll at the very beginning of what I was starting, the day I finished, and the fabric and everything. I was tracking it all, and then I just, lost track of that for a while. So this way, right now, I know these are my starts. I know that these do not count ones I've already started or current whips. These are new, fresh starts, and a lot of these are obviously the sales. And then I have a full page over here as I finish things. These will include whips. These will include that low-hanging fruit that I was talking about. So I will get some finishes in. The 2 for 2 in 22 was just my way of reminding myself I really have enough. But I'm smart enough to know that I'm going to add more. So you can't have Nashville Market and think there's something that I'm not gonna buy. That would be unrealistic. But I like the idea of telling myself, especially starting to do some of the smalls that I did this year and finishing them myself. I liked the idea of if you finish 2, you start 2. If you finish a big, you can pick a small. You can do whatever you want. Just keep it on an equal playing field. If you finish, so if you want to say you can finish one and start one, it doesn't matter. I just know for me the 2 for 2 and 22 was cute and easy to just remember for myself that, try and keep it level. And I feel pretty good about the things that I get finished. So I really don't guilt myself into feeling bad for what I have, in whips. That's just pretty much unproductive. So, okay, that being said, the last thing I put in the planner again was there is a health goal at the beginning of each of, the week and the month. And so I did put down that starting in January, that I wanted to lose 1 pound a month, and just keep that goal going, because by the end of the year, that would be 12 pounds, another 12 pounds. And if I've lost 30, then maybe I would get to 40. And these are just realistic goals. Now, do I really want to lose more than that, faster than that? Yes, absolutely. So let's get the new year here and let's start getting back to, I'm so impressed with Denise from Goose, who has lost 50 pounds. Absolutely impressed. It's just not easy. And so I am right with her, where come New Year's, come the first, I'm back at it with some stronger will than I have right now. Okay, so 20 minutes in, haven't shown you any stitchy things. Let's go. Hold on. All right, so last time I showed you all my whips and all my kits, and I'm gonna say that what you're gonna see right now are kind of the new stuff and my must-haves that I really don't wanna go through 2022 and not have finished or accomplished. The first one being, I know that my husband, I pretty much know that he has purchased me an antique dough bowl for our dining room table. A while back, I had found this on eBay, and it is the Lessons in Abecedarian Summer Schoolhouse by Brenda Gervais. And what it was somebody's kit, and it came with everything in there. So I have this. Let's see if I get it in the right one. Lesson number 1. Lesson number 2. And lesson number 3. and the other one that I just showed you. So these are my priority smalls at the first of the year before holidays and things like that, to go in my dough bowl. And I'll be motivated because the dough bowl will be sitting there empty. So I'm really excited, and I've had these and I don't want them to sit there any longer. So next time we get together, we can kind of go through where I'm at, and I will get them all, you know, whatever I'm missing, kitted up. So that's the first one. Okay, the next is, and they're smalls again, is, you know, being gifted these was so special. So I want to do the Early American series by Little House Needleworks, and I have them all. And I do believe in my situation that I will probably, my favorite finish of all times is stitching with the Sisterlies, Colleen, and it's just, she turned them into a quilt. Each one held its own quilt block. Each one has, it's just so gorgeous. If you do not follow her, you need to. But for me, I'm thinking my best thing is, would be to make them into smalls, and I would like this to go in another dough bowl or another long display on the table that I have underneath my Abraham the Lincoln sampler, and that it be more like patriotic in that fashion. So these are another one that even if I get a few of them done, I would be very happy with myself with that. So those are two must-haves when it comes to smalls and all year round. Okay, the next one, Plum Street Sampler. This is the first one out of 3. This is the Heritage Sampler by Plum Street Samplers, and many people have stitched this, but I really would love to get one done this year. And for sure a start, because I want other things to get finished, you know, first. But this is absolutely, you know, a must start, because there's 3 of them and they're so good. So this is a Plum Street for me. Okay, obviously this is a Christmas gift, but obviously this is for Laura from Brenda and the Cereal Starter. Laura Monet, this is her birthday start. This is my January 1st Sal start. This one I got as a kit from, actually from the Scarlet Letter, and I have silks for that. So I will get that probably into a nicer shape and kit it up so I'm ready to go. Okay. All right, now, I had mentioned starting one on January 4th, on the year anniversary of my mom's passing, in her honor. And then we got talking with my friend Ginger, and she just went through her first birthday without her mom, and we were gonna jump on a start real quick. It ended up being a very busy day. I didn't get a start, but I will be starting. I'll do it whenever I'm ready to. It's not a huge stitch, but I won't let January 4th pass without getting some stitches in it. And this is Blackbird Design Mother's Honor Due. It's not huge, and I really do, you know, really do want to get this accomplished this year. So that is ready to go. I shared with you I was stitching that on butterscotch, 28 count butterscotch. And you've probably seen this enough now. So all I have left to do is get my floss on Pretty Little Floss Drops, and away we go. So not too bad. Okay, now part of my Christmas gift, which she already knows is coming to Becca, is I had a duplicate of his Eyes on the Sparrow by Heartstring Samplery. Obviously another really common one. This will be my Easter Day start. We're gonna start this on Easter Day. We will come up with a hashtag if you wish to join us. This is something my mom and I really, really wanted to work on, and I will use the hashtag on this one for, like, you know, I think it's Sampler Sundays, but it can be Sabbath stitching, whatever it is. It's a wonderful reminder of, you know, the Lord's Day and focus on Him. So His Eyes on the Sparrow has been in my bag. I have the called for, we had ordered this, the called for fabric, which is 28 count doubloon. So all I need to do is get some of the floss. I have a start on that, but there's quite a bit. So, and I am trying to do the called for at this point. So that is going to be my Easter start, which gives me time to do everything else. Okay, let's see here. Christmas Day start is the Noel sampler. I shared this last time, and I shared a few minutes ago. I'll be starting this with Stitchy Linda. I did this week. I am ready. This is something I bought from a kit from Country Sampler. It has a very different color linen. This is one of those things I'm going to trust and try it, because it's kind of stepping outside what would normally seem like what you'd see with this. My friend Linda, hers is, I think she's doing hers on a gray, pewter. Yeah, I think so. Anyways, it's like a gray, it's very, very pretty. I did get all my threads, all the threads came with from Country Sampler. If you'll notice these lovely floss drop cards from Laura and Brenda, I thought they would be perfect. So, I'm all set. Just need a little, a project bag, but I think I can get one of those. I'll put that over to the side. So that's Christmas Day. Okay, and then I got some really sweet happy mail this week from Carolina Cross Stitcher, Kathy and her husband. And a lot of people have seen these, but I was gifted this for Christmas, and it is phenomenal. I know when I showed it, a lot of people shared how they're waiting for, you know, to get theirs and for their orders. The color, it's like a honey, but anyways, it's this beautiful biscuit, and for your scissors. And her husband makes these. He turns them himself. I absolutely love the black in there. So I am so thankful, and it has been so fun to have a place to actually put your scissors like that. I move it with me wherever I go. It's definitely one of those new Stitchy essentials. So when we were messaging back and forth, Kathy mentioned wanting to start Rosa Sugars, which she saw that I had, and we quickly, in a few days' time, went ahead and put together a sale. So her and I are hosting a sale. It is the Sweet Rosa Sugars sale. Hashtag Sweet Rosa Sugars sale. And this is the pattern. This is by Hands Across the Sea. This is one of their little gem samplers. She was 4 years old when she finished this, which kills me because it means, to me, it means she was stitching on it when she was 3. So I'm really excited to stitch this, and I ended up using some fabric I had in my stash, which is probably too big for it, but that's okay. It is what I had purchased for the Lady of the Flag originally, which I completely forgot to include in my whip parade last week because I had it in a special place. Anyways, this is 28 count casual tea leaves, and I thought it looked, if I hold it like this, I thought this looked very close. And then I put together, oh, sorry, those other floss drops, wait a minute, those were not Brenda and Laura's. These were Brenda and Laura's. Goodness gracious. anyways, I grabbed these two. One, it reminds me of Brenda and Laura, but I'm ready to go. And we used all DMC. I believe that Kathy's stitching on a 36 count, so it's going to be fun to see the difference, and they're going to be beautiful no matter what. So, all DMCs, 28 count. The hashtag is hashtag Rosa Sugars Sweet Rosa Sugars Sal. Sorry about that. And I did share it on Instagram. I'm under the same name on Instagram and on Facebook. So let me put this away. So this is getting a start tonight, and I am really excited about that. Even if it's just a few stitches, I have been missing stitching on an alphabet. I absolutely love stitching on an alphabet. So I'm ready. Okay, I'm gonna do whips. Besides my secret stitching, I only worked on one other thing to try and get caught up, and that is for both Linda and Denise. Denise from Goose. She is the maker of project bags. She has a shop on Etsy. You can find her on Instagram. And Linda is a good friend of mine. We decided we were going to stitch Greetings from the North Pole. Let me get it out for you. By Country Cottage Needleworks. This is the pattern. It's really cute, but those houses kind of get to you after a bit. But it's really, really cute. And I'm going to show, I'm using most of the called for threads. A few of them I did not have, but I love it just the same. It's really, really so cute. This is where I'm at. So I found my way to finish on this house as a whole, and I'm up here, starting on this one, and then next to this one are some deer. Linda has a really good chunk done. I think she's done with all three houses, I think. And I'll have to check Denise's progress, but it's really, it's a fun stitch. It's a happy stitch, but it does get a little, I think everybody was feeling maybe a little bit ready for a break. And then you're like, but maybe I could have it finished by Christmas? I don't know. Anyways, it's really, really cute. And it'll be, no matter what, it'll be great to have it for next year. So at first on Lori Holt and Christy's 25th day, stitching, this is what I'll be working on it, so I get a finish out of it. I won't put that away. And it's housed in Goose, Miss Denise's bag. And I've shown that many, many times. So let me put that back. So I'll just take a break from that tonight to start the Rosa Sugars. Okay. Haul. I made an order for, I saw this beautiful linen that Needle and Flax had on her floss tube. It's Needle and Flax, and it was this gorgeous green. It's called Green Acres. This is 28 count Green Acres, and she sends it in this beautiful bag that gives you the history of it. And so the thought process behind her Green Acres was that it was an American TV sitcom that ran from 1965 to 1971 about a couple that moves from New York City to a country farm. Of course that brings back some really good memories. So, but I have a project in mind for this already, and I normally would not be drawn to a green linen, but this is a beautiful color green. And I already know in my mind what I want to stitch on this, and it's not included in anything I've written, so I will be adding something when I check something off the list or have a finish. But it's really beautiful linen, and I'm excited to work with it. So that was one thing that came in the mail. The next thing I bought was, I came across, the name of the designer is Doreen Jones. It was an Etsy purchase, And I just thought it was really, really cute. I mean, that Santa's really happy. I love the reindeer stick leg dude. The snowman, I like that he's just not all white, that he has some good color in him. So I'll get you a little closer. Again, this could be a real quick stitch per se. I will say mostly I bought this because there's 2 mice in here, 2 Christmas mice, and I absolutely love that. There's one in Santa's pocket, and there's another one up there on the end of Christmas. So I am on the hunt for a miniature mouse charm, because I already know on the back of this I want to have something like that. So anyways, that was a download, a very affordable download. Okay, I joined the Forbidden Fiber Arts gingerbread little, was called Candy Cane Wishes, and you got a kit. It was a surprise kit. So I picked one, and I picked the Forbidden Fiber Company, and what came is the pattern, Candy Cane Wishes, another perfect small little stitch to have ready for the cocoa bar or whatever for next year, or Christmas tree ornament, and it came with a really pretty spearmint. This is Belfast linen, 32 count. Light, but you can tell that it's green. You can tell right if you put it by my green shirt. Really, really pretty. And then my favorite part of Forbidden Floss Company is their floss. This is the company that I got the Neil Diamond floss from. So you got all the floss with this, and it's really, really pretty. It's all hand dyed. This is your Christmas ivy. The red is so pretty. It's called Ladybug. Anyways, so it was fun that it came with all of this. You're all ready to go. And the last thing was a really cute gingerbread house needle minder. So this kit showed up, and will be under the Christmas tree. Even though I'm showing you, I get these little special privileges that, I get to share. Okay. The other one I ordered, and it just came out of the blue, and it was like, my mom loved birds. My grandfather, her father, loved birds. A lot of people are bird watchers. But it was always really important for my mom to have, that continue from her dad, and to make sure that there was feeders put up. And even if it was my dad's job to fill the feeders, she got to enjoy watching them. And when I saw Owl Forest Embroidery put out this new cardinal kit, actually you bought it separate, but it's called Red Cardinals, which it just really drew me in because, one, I love red. Two, the whole bird thing. This is gonna fall in line with, the Feathered Fridays, so there you go. And I also absolutely love the sign of what a cardinal means, biblically, and the sense that they're messengers from heaven, and I love that. So this one just kind of fell into place at the perfect time, and they have the most beautiful, whoopsie, they came all nicely together. Let's see if I can keep them together. Dyed floss. Their displays are they're done so well. And then I got the needle minder. Even though I stitch in hand, if they're light enough, I can still use them. And I got the 32 count, but I don't know the color. Hold on one second. I wanted to, there you go, show you the floss on. That's kind of a little bit darker than a flax. Very natural looking. So this was this was fun because I've never ordered from Owl Forest Embroidery before. I've watched 911 Stitcher order from them. I've watched Kyle, who has shared many kits with me. I was really interested in their bee kit for a while, and I just never pulled the trigger on it, as Kyle would say. But this one, it was really fun to watch it convert from you know, rubles and things like that. So they're actually really affordable. Don't be thrown by that. And it has a button up top that you can automatically convert to English. So it worked really, really well, and I had it almost in just a little over a week. Kyle has always shared that they are fast, and they really, really are. So I'm excited to have that for next year, and I think it's going to be pretty when you see it come to life. Okay, I was a little overwhelmed with my project bags. I have gotten to somebody who had maybe 2 or 3 to I've got, you know, probably not, you never have enough. I completely believe that, especially when you start housing whips and things. However, I don't like the fact that sometimes I don't know what's in them. So I want to try a little idea and put these tags that are just plain and be able to label them, so that especially on the ones that are not, you know, with the clear vinyl front, I will remember what's in them, because sometimes, yeah, you know, the memory fails you. So these were half off, and I just got these. They were considered Christmas at Hobby Lobby, not in the scrapbooking, and so I can do what I want with these, and I'm gonna slit these on the zippers. And so that was just cheap, but part of that organization that I would love to keep going. Okay, the next part was caterpillar cross stitch. Okay, I shared a picture. Everybody knows that I am going to stitch this for the next, it starts January 22nd. There is a discount code for me if you're interested in buying the kit. So please reach out if you would like that. And everything came, and I'm excited because I will be stitching this for my granddaughter Aria, who started doing a very small garden this year with her mom and dad. And it's definitely will be so cute in her room. The Nutcracker one just finished, and I would love to stitch that in the future. And I did purchase their gingerbread house. Caterpillar Cross Stitch put out a gingerbread house pattern that I shared with you last week, and it was so cute, really, really cute. But my kit came, and let me share with you. This is how it comes. Now, I was a little late in selecting the fabric and communicating, and I was not able to get the even weave. In the future, I will grab the even weave. So this is Ada, that's fine. The color is what's so gorgeous. And then when you put on top of their threads, which are already done for you in such a phenomenally organized way, which I love, I think it's gonna look really good. So, and then I got, they have a little gnome needle minder. I think they called him Carl, I'm trying to remember. He's cute as a Dickens, cute as a Dickens. Anyways, he's gonna hang out with me in the garden, and we're gonna get this done. So, you know, if you'd like to join, the hashtag is Garden Grow Sal. And I will be keeping up with this. You do not get the first pattern. The first pattern will be, you know, emailed to you before the 22nd, but it does give you the DMC conversion. If you ever lose, you know, something or goes wrong, you still have it. And I think this is, like I said, the colors, this is what really got me. And I have watched, I've watched a few people that have stitched their, the Nutcracker, and a couple of, they have these really cute seasonal winter, spring, summer, fall trees that have all sorts of little critters in them and just really, really cute. So I'm excited to be part of the Garden Grow Sale. And if you want to join me, make sure that you use my code. And I will put the link below for Caterpillar Cross Stitch. Anyways, and they have a lot of, they have tutorials, they have lots and lots of things that they offer that, spend some time looking on their website, even if you don't participate in the sale. Okay, that covers a lot and a lot of my plans. I think I'm down to one last thing that I promised, and that was to go through, I was given for the first time ever from a good friend of mine on Instagram, Yvette, marching orders. And those marching orders were to finish the Springfield 1817 sampler. And I completely agree with her. I thought it was so funny. I shared my progress with you last week. And what most people, yes, finish it, but a lot of people are asking for the conversion. Early on, my very first floss tube, it wasn't that one, but about the second or third, I did a Twin Peak Primitives pattern parade or finish parade where I show you all my pieces that I've done for the twins up close. In that, I also shared my Springfield 1817 sampler conversion. So episode 3 or 4, I will go through what I have right now with you. So if you are one of those that wanted the conversion, grab yourself a piece of paper and pen. What I'm going to mention is primarily on this pattern, you have a dark red and a light red and a dark blue and a light blue. Those were the biggest changes that my mom and I made to this pattern. Those are where we went with the dyed floss. So we have the first one being Classic Colorworks Blue Corn. Okay, that's the dark blue. The light blue is Classic Colorworks Tartan Plaid. Okay, the gold that we used in some of the birds was Weeks Dye Works Gold. For all the swans and the beige, we used Weeks Dye Works grits. We did not use like a white, we just used grits. The darker color in the birds was Apple Cider, which is a shaker color. The sampler art, Simply Shaker, the Gentle Arts. Okay, now I'm gonna come over here. The grass we left alone. She's got like a variety of DMC 3011, 3012, and 3013. We left those colors alone. Okay, the light red is Weeks Dye Works Baked Apple. That's your lighter color. The dark is Weeks Dye Works Crimson. So that is going to give you the biggest change we made that to me made the biggest difference. When you look where she's calling for DMC 351, which is a coral, that is what we changed to the baked apple. When you look at the DMC 518 Wedgwood, we changed that to the tartan plaid. So anywhere where you see 518 Wedgwood, that's your lighter blue, we changed that to tartan plaid. The off-white she has for 746, that's what we changed to grits. The 782, which is a topaz, is where we changed it to the apple cider. That's the crowns up there at the top. Okay, the 817, which is a coral red, that is your crimson. That's the darker. The khaki green, the 3011 for the leaves, not the grass, but in the leaves, we used dried thyme. The DMC 3842, which was a Wedgwood blue, that is your darker blue, and that is the blue corn. And that's pretty much the changes that we made. We were obviously working on this as we go, but that is going to get you this look here. The light, the dark, the light, the dark. This up here is molasses. Weeks Dye Works, this coffee brown, we used molasses. Weeks Dye Works molasses for that. In the leaves, that's where we use the dried thyme. So, you know, anything else you can work on how you want to, but I will say that the marching orders were heard, and this will be where I am working on it consistently, which means as I'm working on it, if you follow me on Instagram, you can ask me a question and I will try to put the colors in as I work on something, knowing that it's been a while. That way, if you see a motif, you will know what I'm using. I will try to make sure on this specific piece that I go into a little more detail on my Instagram posts. Okay. I think that's it, because I did not want to overwhelm anybody a week before Christmas, and I've shared with you some of the things that I absolutely do not want 2022 to slip away without pulling them from my collection and making sure that they get stitches in them and hopefully a finish. I have shared things that I'm going to start with friends, and I have too many sales to actually probably want to try and mention. Maybe I've got a little bit under 10, but it's approaching 10, and I know there's going to be more because I'm not one to say no to participating for the most part. If I have the pattern, then yes, I would like to stitch with you, and I just think that's part of this community. So I will link anybody that I've tried to mention, Carolina Cross Stitcher. I'll make sure her link is down there for the B-Skep. Oh, I always say that wrong. B-Skep scissor holder, handmade, woodworking done phenomenally by her husband, and Forbidden Fiber Arts. If they're new to you, there's just so many wonderful places to go find something to inspire you. That being said, I am going to close out with, no tears. I will try very hard and just tell you that, you just never know where the year's gonna go. You really don't. Because on December 13th of last year, we celebrated Christmas at my parents' house. My mom wanted to get together early at her house. She wasn't feeling perfectly, and she just didn't want to. She wanted to have Christmas in her new home. And I'm so glad that we did. I am so glad that I have those memories. And at the same time, we never knew that 2 weeks later she wouldn't be with us anymore. I started 2021 with the thought process that, why didn't he save her? We have lost many this year in our stitching community. Some big contributors, Barb Adams, Pat Carson. There's just a lot, and you wonder, and it gets to you in the sense that there's a lot of people out there that are spending and having their firsts this year without their mother or father or anything for that sake. And I started my year off questioning, and it's funny that I've realized so much in this year, and I've grown so much in this year. And, really, I questioned, why didn't he save Mom? And he did save Mom. He did. Sometimes he saves them by healing them. And sometimes the Lord saves by saving them from hurting any longer. And I absolutely have seen that this year. You know, I feel very comfortable, even though I miss her dearly, but I feel very comfortable with, you know, that path that was a little hard to accept at the very beginning. And these are such natural reactions to grief or loss. But that being said, oh my gosh, I have had a year that I just did not see coming. And we have moved and changed lifestyles, and I am here in front of you doing my, you know, almost 30th floss tube. I am stitching with people I've never stitched before. I am talking to new friends all over the world. I have gone to stitch-ins. I'll be at another stitch-in on January 1st and then on January 21st. I've watched my daughters graduate. I have watched them go off to college this year. It has been a blessing, and you have been a part of that. So I am wishing you a very Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year. I will see you, if you're available, on the 22nd live for Miss Becca and myself. And if I don't, I will, you never know with me, maybe I will go ahead and record after all the Christmas festivities the following day or something. I don't know. You know, my kids are older, but the grandkids will be over Christmas Day. And tomorrow, I'm just so excited to go have a big group of us and my grandkids go have breakfast with Santa. So there will be pictures. And if you notice on the intro, I shared some pictures, not too many, but the one where Philip has the balloon hat on his head and my grandmother, who I think is closing her eyes in the picture, that was her. That was one of the breakfasts with Santas with my oldest daughter. Heather's on one side and Philip's on the other, and you'll see the chocolate chip pancakes, which were the highlight. Anyways, those are sweet, sweet memories. And so I, like I said, have a very Merry Christmas, and I will catch you next week. And thank you so much for all that you have done, for how you have lifted me up throughout this year that took some turns that we didn't expect, and you were with me all the way. Thank you so much. Happy stitching, and I will catch you in just a few days. Bye, everybody. Oh, gosh, okay, don't forget to floss. Bye.